Hi everyone, happy Wednesday. I'm really excited to hang out with y'all tonight and talk about a few different things. So grab whatever you need to get comfortable and cozy, and I'll see you back here in about 30 seconds. All right. Hi, everybody. It is March 13th. And if you know me, like I get super happy that it's not winter. I guess technically it's still winter, but because it's March, it feels better. Like it feels more like springy, like spring is coming at least. And I know a lot of folks are getting ready for a little bit of a rest with spring break coming, which is wonderful. We're not going anywhere. We're just kind of hanging out here, but and my kids are off. I'm not off, but it'll be nice to have just a little bit like a change of pace for a few days. So I'm really looking forward to that. A few quick announcements as always. At Alicia's series on BPAC and family information. It's amazing. It's on and pumping. It's free. English, Spanish sessions multiple times throughout the day. And all of the topics in this series are around serving and supporting students with IEPs. So this is a wonderful thing to share with colleagues. We also want to share that EmpowerCon is back this summer. Registration. We're already getting a lot of registrants, which is super, super exciting. 3 days this summer. All of them are free. For the most part, they'll all be the same. So no, don't come to all three. Just pick one that's closest to you and that makes sense to you. Forward the information to a teammate, a friend, a colleague in another school or another district, and come together or come alone and meet new friends. But very, very excited for that. That's going to be a good time. I'm really pumped. We keep having kind of internal meetings, just planning all the details and stuff. And every time we talk about it, I just get really excited because like some of the sessions that we're brainstorming make me happy because it's fun and yeah, it'll just be a great time. So I hope that you guys can join us. So that's coming up, of course. And let's see. This isn't quite an announcement, but we're meeting and we're talking about all of our different offerings for next school year because at the IRC we offer a ton of different free professional learning throughout the year. Some of these are done in person, some of these are done virtually, some are during school hours, some are after, some are on the weekends. And so we've been super busy trying to get all of the sessions compiled and organized and built and created for all of you. So if you have something that's been on your wish list, on your heart for your school system in serving and supporting multilingual learners and families and communities, let us know. Share it in the comments. And I'm really excited. I think we're able to kind of hit a lot of different lenses in supporting students. So I'm really pumped about that. Lots more details to come. But we'll have a good balance, I think, of like in-person events and virtual events. So much more to come on that. But if you have a wish list going for professional learning, let us know in the comments and we can see what we can build in. Yeah, it'll be great. So tonight's topic, I wanted to share a little bit about kind of recalibrating and pausing and resting and resetting and all of those things. Everything with my brain has been just very, very overwhelmed in the last, like since winter break, I think. It's like one of those things. I think a lot of us get into seasons like that, like especially the winter. Winter's always been hard for me, but like we're just running a mile a minute. We are like driving cars on 4 flat tires. You know what I mean? Like we're just going. We're all going so fast and so hard on everything, and we're reaching burnout, and maybe we reached burnout a long time ago, but um it's been a lot. And so for me, like I love my work and I love what I do a lot, like a lot. But I think a lot of us run the risk because we are also passionate about our work and everything it entails, that we hit burnout more frequently than folks in other fields. And so it is important to recognize the signs of burnout and recognize not even burnout, just like the feelings of overwhelm and like how we cope through those things. Now, I'm not an expert in that at all. I will tell you, I'm just kind of struggling alongside folks. So if you're looking for experts, I can name a few, but that's not me. But I have been trying to be more honest with myself in terms of like addressing like, okay, Carly, hang on, you have to pause here. You're going to have to take a few deep breaths. You're going to have to go for a quick walk because you are so like elevated or like escalated. Like I get overwhelmed about my to-do list or the tasks I have to complete or things that are coming up or deadlines that I have. So I have had to like come down on myself a little bit, like, hang on, this is too much. Step away for a sec. And it's hard for me. It's hard for me to step away because I have such bad feelings of guilt and I shouldn't. And I know that. And I've been told that. And I can tell myself that, but it still doesn't help me. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. If y'all are feeling that too, we're in this together. Yeah, nothing bad. Again, like it's all good stuff, but it's just, it can become a lot real quick. So resetting, resting, all of those things that it's important for us to acknowledge. So I'm going to share a few different things tonight, just kind of related to that. And one thing, and this might be like a not rest. It's probably a not rest, but I'm going to share it anyway because it's related to work. And my brain can't turn it off. So you see how I'm struggling here? Because what I was going to say is like professional reading always kind of reinvigorates me. Fix and Justice, Not Kids is so good. It's so good. So this one is an ASCD book, and this one is Paul Gorski and Katie Swalwell. But I am really loving it. I don't know if you can see the subtitle. It says, and Other Principles for Transformative Equity Leadership. So I'm really enjoying this book. This one I have not started yet, but I'm really excited about it. So this is a Corwin book, and it's called Mind Frames for Belonging, Identities, and Equity, Fortifying Cultural Bridges. So there is a cohort of 4 authors here. Let's see if I can see their names there. John Hattie is one of them. But I'm really excited to dig into this one. This is a Corwin book. If you need a discount, I have a code is social25. That should get you 25% off and free shipping. I'm a free shipping girly. And then these 3 I picked up at IdeaCon, and I can't remember if I mentioned them or not yet, but this one is Evolving with Gratitude. I think this is probably going to be the one that I start with in terms of like resetting, because I think this one will help my like mental health and like my coping stuff. So I'm really excited to dig into this one. I have not started it yet, but I'm really excited to. This one is called Make Learning Magical by Tisha Richmond. I got to meet her in person at the first time at IdeaCon, and she's just as nice as you would think. Like, she is so real. Her son is wonderful. They co-presented a session on the book that they co-wrote together called Dragon Smart. Phenomenal. But I'm really excited about this because it kind of makes me think of like the joy, like all the joy that we have in our hearts for our work. So maybe that'll be my follow-up to this one. I'm going to try to start here and then go here right after. And then the next one is called Demarginalizing Design. And so I'm really pumped about this one. So it's let's see. educational inequity through the lens of design thinking. So the challenges of inequity. So I'm excited to dig into this one as well. But again, like reading and professional reading for me helps me to like recalibrate like all of the passion I have, and like kind of helps me realign with like my work and my goals and my purpose and my passion. So, but I also recognize that I also need to like take a step back and do more rest, right? And like more restful reads. So, yeah, that was like a good aha moment for me right here tonight with y'all. I do have 2 books on my Kindle that I want to read, and that like again, like I'll keep my Kindle by my bed and then I never read. I'll like doom scroll instead, which is not healthy at all. But I don't know. I'm working on it, you guys. I'm working on it. Let's see. Gosh, now I totally forgot everything else I was going to share. Oh, okay. So, I don't really want to talk about this, but I'm going to talk about it anyway because discomfort is good for the soul and all of that. But conferences, I'm a conference girly. I love going to conferences. I get super jazzed and excited about it and energized, right? Like being with other people and learning from other people and hearing folks speak and like kind of just reinvigorate you, right? And so there is a conference I apply to every single year. I was accepted one time and I've been rejected every year since. And like prior to that one acceptance, so I got rejected again and then waitlisted for 2 sessions. So right? I'm like super bummed about it. But then like it helped me kind of remember like, well, hang on, Carly, one of my strategies for myself, for my own heart, is to make myself a no card. Like, you go to Hallmark, they don't make cards that say, congrats, you didn't do it. You didn't get it. You didn't get the part. You didn't make the team, right? They don't make cards like that. So one of my coping strategies is to make myself a no card. Like, hey, Carly, from me, right? You put yourself out there and it didn't work out, but you're going to keep going. And I'm proud of you. Love you. And then I sign my own name on it and I make myself a card. So I'm going to do that. But I'm also going to be totally honest, because getting a no, like it's such a bummer, right? So I just want to keep it real that everybody gets told no sometimes and not everything works out. And that's okay. And that's a part of life and all of that. And coping, we can have some good coping skills, but it still stings. You know what I mean? So, meh. So I just wanted to be real and share that with y'all. And then kind of on the eve of that, like, or immediately following that, I got a yes for something that really kind of took my breath away, and I'm still trying to process it. So I will share more about that in the future soon, maybe. I don't know. But it's just interesting in the timing of things, because I was like totally like having a pity party for myself and like feeling bad about myself and like, the imposter syndrome, all of that. Like I have always struggled with that, and I don't know if I'll ever not. But you got to keep going, right? Just keep swimming. So it was nice to get like a positive thing after that. So I'm going to hold on to the positive as much as I can to stay afloat. The other few things that I wanted to talk about. So I have had the worst coping habit, which is such a bad habit, and I'm trying to break it. So I'm going to keep it real with all of you. And I was just talking to Michelle about it the other day, my colleague at the IRC. And I was like, every time I get frustrated or overwhelmed, or I catch myself pouting over a no, right? Like I will say, oh, I should just book a trip. No, you can't afford to just take a random trip, Carly. Like, what are you doing? And so even though my brain says that, Carly, no, like that's not in your budget right now, girl. Like, don't do that. Do I listen to myself? No. What I do is then I'll go on like different websites and type in flights to like, really warm, beautiful places. And then I get mad because it costs so much money. And I'm like, this is not a good habit, Carly. And you know this, and you see this, and your brain's trying to stop you, but you're not listening at all. And so I'm really trying to break out of that habit of like, oh, I should just go somewhere. Girl, you can't go somewhere. Maybe instead, what I should do is listen to like the ocean waves, like on an audio or something like that. But knowing me, that will probably make my brain just get grumpier. So I'm curious, what are your coping habits when something's not going your way? What do you do? Like, what is your kind of go-to tool or habit or resource, anything? Because I think a lot of us, like, we know what's good, and like we'll read stuff and we can write it on paper and we can spit it out like, yeah, I should go for a walk. I should take a few deep breaths. I should call a friend and like let, just kind of release everything. And I know all those things. But do I do it? No, I should, but I'm not. So, little reality check. All of us struggle. All of us do. And that's a part of life. So, yeah. I don't even know what today is. It's like I'm not offering any good advice. I'm not really qualified to offer advice on this, but yeah. So I'm curious if you have tools or ideas or resources to help you when you need to rest and reset and recalibrate. I think like another thing that I do is like I'll listen to podcasts and I'll listen to like old recordings of stuff. One book I'll always reread again and again and again is Kids Deserve It. I think this book is phenomenal. And I always pull something different from it every time I read it. I've read it a gazillion times, you guys, like not even lying. Well, not a gazillion, like 7, I think. But it's one of those books that it's like my tried and true go-to resource to just keep going. Wearing bright colors, even if it's like a hoodie, like something bright, that feels good to me. I should probably like paint my nails like a nice bright color too, because then I can see it always. So I don't know. I feel like I'm just kind of rambling tonight, you guys. Oh, no judgment, right? This is a safe space here on Wind Down Wednesday. Yeah, I feel like I didn't really talk about a lot, and I didn't offer any tools. But I think sometimes it's just good to keep it real, right? All right. I'm going to stop rambling. I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to let myself go to bed early tonight as a coping strategy. We are traveling as a family this weekend. We are attending a memorial service for my husband's family. And so we will be out of town from Friday through Monday. So while I am thankful for time to just be together, I know that it's probably going to be a little bit hard. It's for memorial services. So we have that coming up. And then, getting the dogs all situated and all of those things. So I think there's just a lot of different layers of things that are contributing to the sense of overwhelm. I will share my final foster puppy did get adopted last week. So that's been absolutely wonderful. We had a nice visit with my mother-in-law. She was able to come and stay with us. My daughter finished her basketball season at the Park District, which was fantastic. And they had another win. They went all season with not losing a single game, which is so exciting. My daughter's super passionate about basketball. And I think that's one thing. I'll say that. That's one thing that I love to help me just recalibrate is like watching my kids do stuff that they love. I think that's like something that always grounds me and like helps me feel connected and loved. So I'll say that. And it's been nice. My husband was coaching her and her team this year again. So that was also very fun to kind of watch and be a part of it. And then my son was like, he'd always be working on like the time, like the scoreboard. So it's like a nice thing for all of us to do together. And then I would just sit there and watch and like scream from the stands. I cannot be quiet. I'm the worst observer and listener because I'm just so vocal. Yeah. And then there's just been a lot of different conferences and work, really fun, exciting work with schools and school districts. So it's just been a lot. It's been wonderful, but definitely lots going on. But anyway, I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to treat myself to going to bed early. We will see. I'm going to try to read my Kindle, like my Just for Fun book tonight, and we'll see if I actually stick to it. Fingers crossed. I just need to make myself, but there's my logical brain saying, Carly, do this. And then my heart, my brain just do whatever that wants, even if it's not healthy all the time. Working on it. All right. I'm supporting you if you're working on it too. And I'll be back next week. Have a great evening, everybody.